You're all foggy. Much better. So it's the next day. Fiberglass, the Bondo glass we did on the body just to fill in all the holes. That's all hardened, solid, everything. That hardens within a few minutes. Gave it overnight, not a big deal. Now we're gonna worry about the electrical. And I don't mean we're running electrical. We're not doing that. We're still doing fiberglass today. But on most Manx cars, you have a channel that's molded in under here. On this car, I can feel a couple ridges under the edge to help run the wires, but instead I'm actually going to use some gray PVC conduit and run it underneath those lips and fiberglass it in. That way I can run the wires through the conduit and keep it out of the way. But in order to do that, we're going to take the body out of the garage, flip it upside down so we have a better surface to work on. So step one is getting the body out of the garage. Okay, so the body's outside and we flipped it over. You can see on this side, we have some of these reinforcing or support straps. A couple here, a couple around, but they go around the body. I'm guessing those are reinforced and support straps. There's one of my pieces of wax paper from putting fiberglass on. It looks like I used the wrong side of the wax paper, but that's okay. We'll get that off. Hey, can you get that off for me? All right, but I don't have any of the reinforcing straps on this side. I'm gonna tighten up that patch. So what we're gonna do is, I've got this 1/2-inch PVC conduit, electrical conduit. It should be more than enough diameter to run wires front to back. So we're gonna glass it in along this channel, heat it up a little bit and pull it tight and glass it in there. Because I wanna be able to run everything. I'm gonna mount my all my circuits on the firewall so that I can get to them. Run them through the firewall. There's my steering wheel hole, so it'll go probably through that hole. Probably make it a little bit larger, and then run the side of the firewall, and then I can run them front and back, and then I can run front and back either side. I'd rather have more than not enough. So we can see some of the Bondo glass where it came through. Some of this stuff I can probably cut off with a razor knife if it's extra long, or get in here with a reciprocating and just oscillating cutter and cut that. But that Bondo glass worked really, really well all in through there. All right, so before we start and lay out some of the consumables here, I've got a lot of this stuff is Dollar Tree. You don't need to spend a lot of money. Go to the Dollar Tree, roll of wax paper, cheap cutting board that I can use. I can actually cut that into pieces to use as backing somewhere, or I can use as reinforcing, or you can use it to mix your fiberglass material on. I use those when I'm mixing Bondo. Cheap pair of kitchen shears so that you can cut your fiberglass. A scrape knife, I've actually got a couple of them over there. Cheap chip brushes. These guys are super important. Chopped strand fiberglass mat. I don't prefer to use the woven stuff because you're going to get more strength out of the more angles of the mat. Then our fiberglass resin looks like it's leaking a little bit from the store. And gloves. You're going to go through a lot of gloves today. Please wear gloves. And we're working outside. You need a well-ventilated space. The body's upside down, and we're going to work out here in this good ventilated space. But keep gloves on, and if you're going to be inside, please, please, please wear a mask. You don't want to be breathing this stuff. All right, so you see the tubes I've laid in here, and you can probably see how it's glossy in here. What I've done is I've laid down a bed of the resin to start with. It really helps with adhesion of the fiberglass material in the future. And what I'm going to do as I go back is I've got it pinned here. I'll use this there, and I'll get another clamp back there on the back, try to hold the back into place. You can see it's kind of bowed out. And I'll lay some glass mat over that and soak it in the resin. I went in and some of the extra chunks that bled through with the glass, Bondo glass, I cut that off out of the way. We're going to lay a nice mat over it using some of the chop mat that we have, and get into place. So I'm gonna show you guys that. All right, so you can see I've applied it. And on this side, I did go into the straps and applied it, and it's solid. It's in there. I don't want to release the clamp from the other side yet because it's not fully cured, but it only takes a few minutes, guys. You probably saw even on the time lapse, I was going back and forth, mixing batches, mixing small batches. And in fact, at one point, I mixed a small batch and I set it down to go grab something, some weight back here to kind of hold this part of the tube in place. And by the time I got back, that resin had hardened. Now, those Dollar Tree consumables, those are your lifesaver today. The chip brushes, they're all going to be thrown away. Those little dishes that I had, they were 3 for $1. Just a spatula or metal scraper, paint scraper, it's $1. Get it. Go to the Dollar Tree and get it. Because worst comes to worst, you're really not out anything. And gloves. You need those gloves. So what you can see that I have done is, you see the mat is completely saturated where I've applied it. If you put down that base coat first and then apply the mat and then apply the compound to the top of it, it will hold better. If you had just put this down on the raw fiberglass, even though it's fiberglass right inside there, if you just had put it on the raw fiberglass, there's a chance you'd lose some of the adhesion. So I'm going to give this some time to set up, and we'll release these in a little bit. I have no doubt that these tubes are going to stay in place. All right, so I took the clamps off. Everything is drying. Everything's holding. I'm going to let it cure out here in the sun. The sun's going to help it to cure, and it's going to harden up. I went through, and you can see some of the areas where I cut off the nubs of the Bondo glass. That's all that powder is. I wanted to have turn signals on the fenders, but I wanted to keep them subtle, and I wanted to keep them off the top of the fender. I really like that look. That's very, very, very subtle. It hides in very well, and once it's painted, you probably won't even really see it. I'm also going to have, you'll see in the future, on the front bumper, I'm going to have turn signals come off the side, and there's turn signals buried in the front headlights. Just trying to get everything mocked up, holes where I want them, before we put primer on it.